We are into week 9. It's crazy. We're getting closer and closer here. We've got a bunch of injuries this week, a few like must start guys that people are going to be starting this week. So we'll get a look at everything here. But what's up, Hammer?
The injuries and the buys, and we talked about this last week, have just left people in absolute shambles. So we'll dig into it. But yeah, man, everything's good. I'm at 500 or better in all 4 of my leagues, dominating Dynasty and kind of figuring it out in redraft. But yeah, man, excited to see this week 9 slate. Big 1 p.m. slate. We got 8 games rolling at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I'm actually playing you this week in one league.
Yeah, you're
in your league actually, and I had to fucking play Tua, which I thought was going to be a decent matchup against Baltimore. But the only other quarterback I could have played, because this is a start 2 quarterback, was Penix, and we were unsure at that time if he was going to be playing. So I just had no choice. I can't
take that risk. Yep.
I had to play Tua. Now, luckily, he didn't give me a donut, but he didn't throw any touchdowns, which was the problem. And Waddle had a okay day. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the squad here.
Yeah, it's so interesting in that 2 quarterback league, because with the bye weeks and with injuries kicking in, it's just a mad scramble. So I was considering moving one of those quarterback spots to just a super flex, just to balance it out a little bit. But I do like the 2 quarterback strategy. It switches it up, and that's the only league we're in a 2 quarterback. But yeah, man, really tough sledding in that league.
Yeah, and then I've got the RFL league where I am 5-3 in this content creator league, going against the number 2 team, but I am second in the league in points. I had Lamar play on Thursday, so had a good game there.
Solid.
So solid going into the week, at least. Feeling good so far. Kev, what up, Kev?
Kev is the man. He's here supporting us all the time. Love it.
But all right, let's go. Kev said, what teams or player situations are you guys most interested in with the trade deadline coming up?
Well, it's interesting because obviously, Steve, you're not in New York anymore, but you're from New York, and there's a ton of New York chatter in terms of trade deadline with both New York teams, right? Specifically the Jets. Breece Hall is a really, really interesting piece. And I feel like Breece Hall is one of those Saquon Barkley type moves. If he goes to a team that, like a Kansas City, that really needs a running back, like that could propel Kansas City over the top. So I think the top guy out there that should be available now, whether or not they're going to trade Breece Hall, which it would be stupid for the Jets not to, because clearly they're not going to pay Breece Hall. Right. So you have to find somebody out there that's willing to give up some capital, and then also a team that's probably going to have to pay Breece Hall if you give up any sort of second round plus compensation. So Breece Hall, I think, is the biggest name out there that could be a difference maker, not only from a fantasy standpoint, but from a real life NFL standpoint.
Yeah, for sure. Preston, what's up, Preston? Start Pittman or Diggs today?
Pittman's been really solid. Pittman has a really safe floor. He's touchdown, I don't want to say machine, but really good touchdown upside. Diggs is interesting with Drake May there, but Drake May's giving it to Booty. He's giving, Drake May has, Diggs has been okay. I think I'm going to go Pittman with the safer floor and the touchdown upside, but Diggs has been pretty solid for the last couple of weeks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's currently still mid, like wide receiver 2, I believe. Somebody have to check me, but he's so
Diggs,
wide receiver
20, 2. Diggs is 26 in PPR. Okay. Wide receiver 26. He only has 1 touchdown this season. So a little bit up and down, a little bit inconsistent. Whereas Michael Pittman, especially with that offense in Indy, Michael Pittman, wide receiver number 6. So he's been awesome. He has back-to-back 20-point games, back-to-back weeks with a touchdown. He's got 6 touchdowns in 8 games this season. I think this is Michael Pittman.
Yeah, I agree. I like Pittman here as well. Don't forget, Michael Pittman played hurt all year last year. So coming out this year and showing us what he can do with Daniel Jones now is good for Pittman. Good for Pittman.
Absolutely.
Vidal a must start. Yeah, I believe
Absolutely.
Vidal is a must start.
Absolutely.
Especially after what he did last week. There's a few. So with you've got Vidal, you've got DeAndre Swift out. So Kyle Monangai.
I picked up Monangai. Same
as well.
Playing Monangai. Yep.
So that's a good start, especially with all these injuries and bye weeks coming up. We've got who else? Travis Hunter obviously goes down now on IR. So BTJ, looking up for BTJ now. So we'll see what they do there. Pacheco's out. So Kareem Hunt, Brashard Smith. Those are kind of
Smith. Good pickup. Yep.
Those are a little more risky. I wouldn't say that's like a must. I wouldn't say it's a must start, but depending on the situation. But what I think could be a must start is Travion Henderson.
There it is.
Ramondre Stevenson. There's no reason why this guy should not get all the touches. So, we'll see.
So are you in what situation would you play Travion Henderson? Are you playing him over Monangai?
That's a good one. That is damn, that's a good one. I mean, they're going against Cincy. They've got nobody else there. Everybody's hurt. I think you can go either or there. I might feel more comfortable with Henderson, but it's hard to say.
What I'm saying,
because we do see some of the pass work already with Henderson, so it's like I'll go with Henderson, but slightly. That's a good question though. Marv, BTJ, or Monangai?
Ooh,
gotta be. I think it's gotta be BTJ.
I would agree for the most part, but BTJ's been so disappointing regardless. I don't think the Travis Hunter situation impacts BTJ as much as everybody's thinking, because even when Travis Hunter was there, BTJ was not playing well. You know what I'm saying? So he was getting targets and stuff, but it's just that offense as a whole, as we talked about, Trevor Lawrence, extremely underwhelming, right? So I would play BTJ in this situation because you got to imagine. And also, too, we talk about this week in and week out, the draft capital you invested in BTJ. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of your at least first round, early second round at the worst pick. So you've got to play BTJ and hope he breaks out of it.
Evan, what's up, Evan? Dylan, what's up, Dylan? Morning, man. Let's have a day. Full PPR, one flex, T. Higgins or Tucker Kraft. He has Warren at tight end, projected to be a close matchup with his opponent here. I think you got to play Kraft with the way that he's been playing.
I agree.
Like T. Higgins had a touchdown last week, but it was his only catch. Like, I mean, Flacco was going to Jamar Chase 20 plus times a game. So I think you can feel safe with Kraft. Now, that's not saying that T. Higgins can't go out there and have an amazing game, because absolutely, he can, but I think I'd just rather just go with Kraft, with Jamar Chase kind of really just taking everything over there.
I couldn't agree more. And I think Tucker Kraft has kind of separated himself in that Packers pecking order. Matthew Golden still leaves a lot to be desired. Romeo Doubs is probably the most consistent guy from the wide receiver, quote unquote, standpoint. But from a pass catching standpoint, it's Tucker Kraft, and it's not particularly close. Give me Tucker Kraft here with the upside.
Kev, pick one tight end to start. Hawk, Juwan, or Jonnu. One PPR, not tight end premium. It's the weakest spot in his lineup.
As is on most teams. Juwan Johnson's been really consistent. He had a little 3-game stretch in there where he wasn't particularly great, but Juwan is getting really good work. I think for me, it's Juwan Johnson here. And you got to imagine against the Rams, they're going to be behind. So Juwan Johnson should get at least 7 to 8 targets, maybe even more. So He had in his first 3 games, he had 28 targets. In his next 3 games, he only had 9. And in his last 2, he's got 17 targets. So a little up and down, but from a production standpoint, a consistency standpoint, I think Juwan Johnson is the way to go. Now they are playing Tyler Shuck, right? No more Spencer Rattler. So make of that what you will. Janu's interesting, but oh man, I don't know.
I feel like Hawk and Janu are okay. You're hoping for the touchdown, but Juwan's going to get the most opportunities, I think, is the biggest thing. Is that we're just looking at the opportunity standpoint. And can those other guys score a touchdown and outproduce Juwan? Yeah, sure. But Juwan is just going to have, I feel like, more opportunities. So, I would just go with the more opportunities. So, especially at the tight end position.
Yeah, we're going to roll Juwan Johnson.
Yeah.
All right, some injury news for you. Joe Flacco will play.
Yep, I just see that.
No Kyler Murray, so it will continue to be Jacoby Brissett for the Cardinals on Monday night.
Which the offense was better in the passing game with Brissett.
There you go. No Pearsall again. But listen to this. This is so interesting. I saw this on Sleeper. Ricky Pearsall ruled out for week 9. In 2024, Ricky Pearsall returned to practice after 44 days from being shot in the chest. It's been 33 days since he left with a PCL sprain. Just an interesting tidbit that I read on Sleeper that I thought was incredibly funny. Rico Dowdle getting the bulk of the carries in Carolina. So that should be interesting. Puka's back.
Speaking on Rico real quick, Kev says Ayuk and Rico to get AJ Brown. I mean, if you're pressed for wide receiver, we don't know what's happening with Ayuk, so it's hard, but it really kind of
Ayuk's still uncertain. Yeah, Ayuk's still uncertain. I don't mind it.
Right.
And AJ Brown was out last week.
He was out last week. So are you a little bit concerned with possibly that injury? You could be concerned with that as well. If you need a wide receiver, then yeah, I'll take AJ Brown, but it's a last flex play. So I mean, if you've got running backs,
a realistic chance to come back.
Yeah, I mean, if you got running backs, then I'll go with AJ Brown. If Rico is just flex, or even still though, would you rather have Rico than AJ? I mean, that's the
question. I can't believe we're saying that, but that's where we're at.
Is Rico's going to get opportunities. I mean, AJ Brown's just going to have sometimes those monster weeks, but he hasn't really done that other than 1 week so far, maybe. He's getting some opportunities,
but Jaden Daniels is back, but Akami's much needed.
Jaden Daniels back,
but McLaurin out.
McLaurin's out, so relying on Debo,
Luke McCaffrey,
and then at running back Bill is just not getting it done. We were skeptical on Bill earlier in the season, and it's kind of like there's not much else there, but why isn't he going off? Is it just the offense in general? Can we see that? Can we see his role expand? Nick's Dart or Daniels, 2 QBs start 2.
So we're leaving one out. Danny Dimes is playing, so we're not messing around with that. Daniel Jones is playing in this situation. It's between Nick.
It's not Daniel Jones. It's Daniels. Jaden Daniels.
Oh, Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I'm playing Jaden Daniels. I'm definitely playing Jaden Daniels. So then it's between Nix and Dart.
I mean,
Dart is just losing all of his weapons.
But he is losing all the weapons, yeah. At what point do they kind of shut him down?
Yeah. I'm going Nix and Daniels here.
I think those are
safe. You can make the case for all 3.
You could. But yeah, I'd probably sit Dart and go with Nixon Daniels, but that's a close one as well. I've Scatterboo down, so Tyrone Tracy going to be getting the work there again.
Yep.
I actually just wind up buying him in a Dynasty league for a late second because I'm in like second place. So I paid a late second, and I got Tracy and a fourth back, an early fourth. So it wasn't too bad, but I got to spend a little to grab them. I needed the running back depth. I just need a little extra running backs going into the stretch here.
Nico Collins back.
Nico Collins back, so he can feel comfy playing Nico. Not really comfortable playing with any of the other guys there. It was kind of all around evenly spread around last week without Nico as far as everybody there between Hutchinson, Higgins, Noel. Like they all got good work. I mean, the offense finally looked decent for once.
Yep.
Looks like Cooper Kupp unlikely to play, so JSN going to be going crazy. Deeper leagues, maybe you can throw in a Torrey Horton if you're desperate, but I think that's it on the injuries.
Troy Franklin, a really interesting play this week. He's been picking up steam. I still have him on one of my taxi squad slots in Dynasty, and I'm wondering if Troy Franklin is worthy of elevation at this point. He's been really good. I think he's worth the
you have to
look if you're down bad.
You have to. He's definitely the number 2 there. Pick 2 at flex: Bam Knight, Juwan Jennings, Troy Franklin, Brashard Smith. I think for sure I'll go Franklin probably in this situation.
Yep, I'm going Franklin.
We've got one more.
And then what are the
Bam
other 3?
Knight, Jennings, and Smith.
I think I might go Bam Knight just for on the volume alone. Brashard Smith is tough because obviously Kareem Hunt's still there. Brashard Smith does get some good receiving work, but to what degree, we're not sure. So I think I'm leaning Bam Knight and Troy Franklin.
I think I'm leaning Jennings and Franklin. I just don't trust the Bam. I mean, he's got to bang in 2-3 tutties, I feel like. I don't know if he's got that 100+ in a few tutty game in him. I don't know. But I'll go with Jennings and Franklin there.
That's fair,
Henderson. Nah, you're good. I mean, either way, can't go wrong, really. Bam Knight is going to have work. But Henderson, BTJ, Ladd, Rome, Adams need 2 wide receivers and a flex. BTJ, Ladd, Rome, Adams, Henderson. 2 wide receivers and a flex. So we just got to pick 3, basically.
I'm going Ladd. Ladd's been picking up the pace.
I'm going Ladd. So Ladd is 1.
Devontae
BTJ,
Adams, I still feel good about Devontae.
Still feel good about Adams,
I still feel really good about the. Yep, I still do. And then it's between BTJ, who?
BTJ, Rome Odunze, and Henderson. Rome's been solid as well.
He's tailed off a little bit, but he did have a big game against Baltimore. Mm-hmm. They are playing Cincinnati. Give me Rome here. Devontae Adams, Rome, and Ladd.
Yeah, I probably would go Rome over Henderson because we just haven't seen it yet. And it's like, all right, at least you could feel somewhat comfy with Rome. So I think I agree. Torrey Horton or Juwan Jennings?
We still don't know if Cooper Kupp is playing. And even still, that wide receiver 2 spot is not a great production spot in Seattle right now, no matter who it is. Now, Horton is okay. I think he could fill in, well, but is between Horton and who?
Horton and Jennings.
Oh, man. Juwan Jennings has just not been. Give me Horton here. At least I know. Yeah, give me Horton. I don't feel great about either one, but give me Horton.
I mean, I'm probably still going to go with Jennings. I'll still go with Jennings just because JSN is such a damn target hog that.
Yeah,
I just feel comfy. Jennings.
That was along my lines too. Yeah, that was along my lines too, but just I don't know. I don't feel great about Jennings.
I feel you. Josh, what up, Josh? Good day, gents. I'm bad here at down bad at tight end. Juwan or Hawkinson. We actually just talked about that a couple minutes ago. We're both going with Juwan just based on opportunity, alone. So I just feel like he's going to have more opportunities. Yep. And they should be down probably as well. So, Albert, what up, Albert?
Albert.
What's up, man? Yo, what's goody? Kev, thoughts on JJM, Stevie? If he bombs today, become a buy low to you, or are you done in Dynasty? No, I'm not done as Dynasty because we just haven't seen enough yet. So if it's a buy low opportunity for a quarterback that's going to start, I mean, we spent a first round pick, so we've got to give him at least some opportunity. So far he's played. What, one good quarter? I mean, let's not talk about bad Jordan Love look when he was playing at certain points, but give my guy a chance. He's got some weapons around him, so we'll see what happens.
I'm sorry, did you just put Jordan Love in the same sentence as JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, Jordan Love looked pretty trashy after a good season, did he not?
So Jordan Love has been QB5, QB17, which wasn't great. I'll give you that. And he's QB11 right now.
So he shat a whole season. That's all I'm saying. Is that give my dude a chance. All right. We're still early on.
Get on the field. Get on the
Harvey
field. And then
or Henderson. I'm going Henderson for sure. Harvey did have 3 tutties last week, but he had what, like 7 or 9 touches?
Yeah.
He had less than 10 touches and he had 3 tutties, which was great, but I don't think that's going to happen every single week. So yeah, we're going Henderson here on opportunities. Harvey has more upside.
I tend to agree.
One team. Henderson's safer, but seems like the Pats won't let him loose. But now there's nobody there to stop them from playing Henderson at this point.
Yeah, and RJ Harvey's just not getting as many opportunities. He only had 8 opportunities, 7 rushing attempts, and one target in the passing game. So you got to imagine Henderson would get at least 15 opportunities in this game, somewhere in that 15 to 18 range. So roll with that.
Right. Appreciate you, Josh. All right. Made a trade a few days ago. Let me know what y'all think. Here we go. Henry, JJ, and Hendy for Bijan, Dobbins, and Higgins. Henry, Justin Jefferson?
I would imagine.
And Hendy? Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson, and Henderson for Bijan, Dobbins, and Higgins. I mean, obviously you upgraded with Bijan, but I mean Dobbins has been solid and Higgins is like okay, but no, I think that I don't know. I think I still like the Henry JJ side.
I agree, especially if it's Derrick Henry and Justin Jefferson. Derrick Henry hasn't been great, but he did come off a 100-yard game. He always has that potential to rip the big game for you. So I'm on the Henry JJ side.
Yeah. A good schedule, for the rest of the season too. So yeah, I like Henry. I have Allen, Shakir, Prater, Rice, Worthy, and Hunt going. Is that overkill in hopes of a shootout? You mean like Bills and like you're Chiefs. Playing a bunch of Bills?
You play your best guys.
No. I mean, you want to play your best guys, of course. I mean, I'm not in love with Worthy, but if you don't got a better option, Hunt, same thing. If you don't got better option, I mean, Pacheco's down, so not bad. Allen, Shakir. Shakir's been solid. I mean, Prater's a kicker, so I don't really care there.
But yeah, Allen and Shakir, you're definitely playing.
Right.
And you're playing Rice either way. Worthy and Hunt are the kind of question marks, but Kareem Hunt should get goal line work, which could lead to a fruitful touchdown type day. So I'm
Right.
fine if you're playing Kareem Hunt. Worthy's the interesting one, but he has the upside, right? He can always get the ball and just go 50 yards for a touchdown. So I'm okay with that too, if that's like one of your last flex plays. So yeah, I'm not worried about having a bunch of guys in the same game. I've had that situation, and you just roll with the guys that are going to give you the best chance to win.
Right. And I'm not doing it just because it's the Chiefs or just because it's the Bills. Like, I just want to play the best players that I can put out there to get the highest, chance to win. I had one league where, in the RFL Creator League, I had Javonte, Ferguson, and Pickens, and they've just been solid. I finally got a chance to trade away Pickens, but I mean, if they shit the bed, like, yes, it's going to hurt me. If the Chiefs don't score a lot of points or if the Bills don't score a lot of points, like, yeah, that's going to hurt you. But that's just the chances that you take. Just play the best players and leave it at that. Josh, that last one, Monangai over ETN, thoughts?
I'm good with that. ETN hasn't been great over the last 3 weeks. The first month he was okay. He was solid. Actually really good, but the last 3 weeks not been great. So yeah, Monangai should get 15 opportunities. 18, we're kind of looking at the same situation as Travion, where there's not much competition for either one of those guys, Monangai and Travion. So why not go for the volume? Travis Etienne, his volume hasn't really been great, and he's not overly efficient in that sense. The Jaguars offense isn't great at this point. So yeah, I'm good with rolling Monangai out there over Travis Etienne.
Yeah, I'm all right with it as well. I mean, Etienne is just weird. Like, and then it could be one of those games where he gets fucking 20 carries and goes for 100 plus. You never know, but it's just been weird, at least the last few weeks, from the difference that we saw in the beginning of the season where we were like, oh, Travis Etienne's back. And then it was kind of like, hold on, maybe not. So, Kyle, no problem, man. Appreciate you. Full PPR start, one flex, Chase Brown, Higgins, or Wandell. Chase Brown's been solid, especially, once Flacco's been in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Wandell, who's fallen off slightly a little bit from, what he was doing a little earlier. I'm good with going Chase.
Yeah, Chase Brown, Flacco's still in there, so you do feel good about Chase Brown. Higgins is, I don't know if I could go that route. Not enough volume. Jamar Chase is getting all that work.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wandell, uncertainty. Yeah, let's go Chase Brown here.
Yep, we're rolling Chase. Josh said he's worried Tootin gets more carries. Gets more involved out of the bye. I mean, we'll see. The offense is just weird. They just don't know. Like, they don't have an identity. They don't know what they want to do. Now Travis Hunter gets hurt as soon as they kind of figure out, like, okay, Travis Hunter is actually really good. Let's make sure we get him the ball more. And all of a sudden he gets hurt. Right. And now it's like, oh, shit. Like, what do we do now? When it just seemed like they were starting a little bit to figure a little bit things out, at least in the passing game. But, well, we'll see.
Give me a second.
Yep. But yeah, we got Bears, Bengals, Vikings, Lions in Detroit. Panthers, Packers. We got Bryce Young coming back. Titans, not really anything to be excited about. Falcons, Patriots. Penix is back. London is back. And then, of course, we got Henderson going to be getting the majority of the work there. Falcons defense has been pretty good.
They're just so Jekyll and Hyde, man. You expect them to do really well in certain situations. They let you down. And in games that you think they might not be competitive, they roll people. So Falcons are just hard to figure out.
Yep. After the Bijan trade, he's got Mahomes, Bijan, Kyron, Odunze, Rice, Tyler Warren, Chase Brown, and the flex. All right.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, but you gave up Derrick Henry and Justin Jefferson when it feels like you really didn't need to.
Right. Yeah.
I know Bijan, obviously he didn't have a good game last week, but Bijan's obviously really good. And I think obviously he has the higher ceiling over Derrick Henry at this point. And you do have Rashee Rice, which kind of makes the JJ trade not hurt you as much. And Odunze's been solid. So overall, not bad considering what your team is. But I still think I'm leaning the Henry JJ side, especially rolling into the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, not that bad. Unless you're just viewing JJ as a wide receiver 2-ish, like a, 15 point per game scorer, which is possible as well, depending on what happens. Like there is question marks going around, at QB. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if he's up there at 17, 18 points per game, then it's not, I wouldn't say that's a good trade afterwards. But we'll see what turns out there. Billy, what's up, boys? Speaking of Hunter, is he droppable? Feel like they won't risk him this season if they keep losing. Well, he should have an IR slot. I mean, can you put him in the IR?
Right.
We don't know what's going to happen, obviously, when he comes back. And when he does come back, I'm sure they do kind of ease him back in, of course. And like you said, if they're losing, are they going to be going all out there at the end? We just don't know. So can you just throw him on IR and leave it at that?
Stash him. Yeah.
Would you like to drop him for Quorum? Would like to drop him for Quorum and potentially pick him back up down the road. I mean, if you can, if that's possible. I mean, I like Quorum. Quorum should be a rostered running back. Like if Kyron Williams were to go down, I mean, Quorum is going to be the guy that gets the majority of the carries. That's one of those, league winning type backup running backs that's going to take on the majority of the work.
Yep.
So if you have to drop him, I'm okay with doing it for Quorum. Definitely upgrades wide receiver 2 flex. Who are some buy low wide receivers you think I can target right now? I mean, in your situation, like you're playing Chase Brown in the flex. I mean, that's a good option right now with Flacco in there. Is there someone really that you can actually buy low that you'll be able to actually stick in the lineup? I mean, finesse St. Brown by giving Odunze and Chase Brown, but the league manager vetoed it. All right, that's pretty whack. Why would they veto it?
I don't feel like that's not vetoable. That's not a terrible trade.
Odunze's been solid as hell, and I think did they have their buy already? The Bears have their buy already?
Yeah.
The Bears, yeah.
Oh, the Bears. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Hold on. I got Odunze.
They may have. Check for you. But even still, that shouldn't matter. Like Odunze and Chase Brown for St. Brown isn't vetoable to me.
Odunze is wide receiver 14 right now, and he had his bye week already.
Yeah. And like you said, Chase Brown's been picking up the pace a little bit. He is a starting running back.
This should not be a
that's
league
producing offensively anyway.
Yeah. Get out of that. That's bullshit.
That's whack.
Just because he didn't like it or because he didn't get St. Brown? No. You can't play in leagues like that where somebody's going to dictate what is okay to be a trade and what's not. Billy said Purdy's in his IR currently. Purdy. I mean, what quarterback are you playing? Do you actually need Purdy in the IR? Like, can you just throw him to waivers? Holding Samson for the time being, pending Junkins injury. Would pick Hunter back up next week if Junkins news is positive. I mean, who's your quarterback? Do you actually need Purdy? Is that a QB2 you're just holding on to? If he's a QB2, then just drop him. Is it one quarterback as a super flex? What's the situation there? Because you shouldn't be holding a quarterback on IR unless it's, Lamar, Jaden Daniels type top quarterback. Yeah, so doing in reality, it's like wide receiver 9 or 10 because he had his bye already, basically. I mean,
no, and Chase Brown over the last 2 weeks has had 200 yards of offense and 2 touchdowns. So that's That's some bull jive.
So you're starting Danny Dimes. You need to cover for his bye week in week 12. Yeah, but who's on waivers? I mean, Purdy is not going to be substantially better than other guys on waivers at this point, in the season.
Agreed.
You're talking about
especially in a one quarterback league. You'll be able to get somebody.
I mean, are you going to be okay to play fucking Michael Penix for 1 week, or who else could be out there? Quarterback wise, got to play Joe Flacco a week, Jackson Dart,
Sam
plenty
Darnold.
of options. Yeah, there's plenty of options that you can play. Purdy is not going to be the difference maker, for that. So get rid of Purdy and throw Hunter in the IR, and you're good. Shit, you might even be able to pick up Purdy in week 12 and play him. So I'd rather take that chance.
Agreed. Like you said, in one quarterback situations, there's always quarterbacks on the waiver in a 12 team, depending on how deep it is. But like in our home redraft in one quarterback league, you got Jacoby Brissett out there, obviously Mac Jones, Geno Smith, Cam Ward. Like there's Cam Ward probably but Bryce Cam Young, Ward, like
if you got to play Brissett, that's not that much of a difference than playing Purdy, especially if Purdy hasn't played. It's not like Purdy's been killing it all season and he's going to miss a game or two.
Right.
I'm not worried about that right now. Frank, what up, Frank? What's going on?
What's happening, bro?
But yeah, I think I gotta take one last look at all my lineups here, but I think I'm set and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm in some interesting spots in redraft. Like I'm having to play Parker Washington. I'm having to play Chimere DK.
Yeah, I got Monangai and Trey Tucker.
Dude, listen to these injuries I have in redraft. In redraft in your league, in your home redraft league, I have Mike Evans on IR. I have Amarion Hampton on IR. Cooper Kupp is out. Calvin Ridley, even though he wasn't that great, out. Kyler Murray out. Like I'm playing Alec Pierce, Bam Knight, Parker Washington, Chimere DK. Like it's wild. Here's a good one. Would you play Sam Darnold or Jackson Dart?
That's tough. Darnold's been solid, but Dart's been good in every game. He's giving you decent points. He's running the football as well. It's been without Malik Neighbors. Yep. Obviously, there's no Scatterboo there, but I mean Tracy can catch the ball as well. So that would be the only thing now is no Scatterboo, no Neighbors.
I'm running Sam Darnold currently. I'm currently playing Sam Darnold, but I have Jackson Dart ready, and I'm just not sure because we talked about the rushing upside, but now he's missing his two top guys, and obviously he hasn't had Neighbors for pretty much the entire time he's been starting. But Scatterboo really gave him that juice, so I'm wondering. But the rushing upside, I don't know.
I mean, Darnold is probably safer, but is it even with
rushing upside?
Does the rushing upside equal the same floor?
Yeah, that's the position I'm in. But now I know Sammy D's
the upside.
Sammy D's got the big guy in JSN that he,
he does, but I might still roll with Dart, but that's close. Where do you rank Barkley rest of the season?
Barkley hasn't been good, and I think it's getting overshadowed just a tad because they are dealing with the AJ Brown drama. They're still winning games. Barkley, even still, currently 9. He had the massive game against the Giants. So Barkley's still a top 5 running back, and he's a workhorse. So I still view Barkley as a top 5 running back. Still gets decent receiving work, still getting a boatload of the carry, the bulk of the carry. He's a workhorse. He's a top 5 running back for the rest of the season. Don't overthink this one.
Yeah, I mean, I might go a little higher to like top 8, but still same shit. He's going to be a midish RB1. I think is fair. Fair points. Appreciate you, Billy. No problem, man. I said I'll do dart for the floor. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Dropped Caleb, picked up golf. What do you think? I just don't trust Caleb. I mean, it's been a little bit up and down, but golf is just always going to be solid. He's not going to give you the rushing upside that Caleb's going to give you, but golf is going to give you, 35-ish tutties for, almost 4,500 yards. Like you could say 42 to 4,500 yards at the least. What did he do last year? I think he did 4,500.
Last year, 4,600, 29, 37 tutties.
What's the last 3 years? He's been a top 10 quarterback the last 3 years. Let's look. What's his stats the last 3 years here?
All right. So last 3 years, 2022, 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns. 2023, 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns. Last year, the big year, 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns. This year, a little bit of a drop off. He's only QB 16, 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns. So,
but he had his bye,
to
right?
put it into context, he had his bye. But to put it into context, they just came out of the bye. They had the bye week 8, so they just come out of the bye. So that's a little skewed. But just for context, though, Caleb is QB 13, I believe, and Goff is QB 16. So you're not getting much of a drop off, but I do like Goff a little bit because he has J-Mo, he has St. Brown, he has Laporta, he has the 2 running backs, he has, that offense seems like it got back on track. So I don't think there's going to be much of a difference when the season finishes. They'll be right there on that back end QB1 range. Both of these guys, maybe Caleb's a high end QB2. But I don't think there's going to be much separation between the two. But I do trust Goff a little bit more on a per game basis than I would with Caleb. So I can understand the thinking.
Yeah, and I think Goff's schedule, because I think I was looking at this like last week, almost all the rest of his games are in a dome, I think, other than like one. So it good weather-wise for him. Pull up Goff real quick.
So he's got Minnesota, obviously. At home.
Yep.
At Washington, at Philadelphia, outside, getting cold.
Outside games. Go ahead, keep going.
Right. Next 3 at home, so that's a dome.
Boom.
At the Rams, good weather regardless in that SoFi. That's not an issue. Home against Pittsburgh, dome. At Minnesota,
dome.
For week 17. You don't have to worry about week 18.
That's what I'm saying. So it's looking solid for Goff, at least, as like you can feel comfortable. It's going to give you at least 30 tutties. It's going to give you, over 4,200 yards ish. Like, so, he's solid. It's just, what do you want to do with Caleb? He does have the rushing upside and he hasn't been horrible. Like, he's been okay. So, I mean, I'm okay with either or, really. Would you send Genty for Ladd?
Ladd's been picking it up, man. Now it depends. What does the rest of this particular team look like? Are you in need of wide receiver help? Can you afford to give up Genty? Like, those are questions, So Ladd,
yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Wide receiver 15, and that was after a terrible first month. October, he was awesome. Like, he was just awesome in October. So, and that's coincided with the downfall of QJ.
Yeah. Start Christian Watson or Kendrick Bourne.
Ooh. We know what Bourne does with Mac Daddy.
We do. Hasn't been great the last 2 weeks, but
no, he hasn't. Might be Christian Watson. And the target share just dropped off. Week. Like, his snap percentage has been really good, but the production drop off is just very stark. Now, does that coincide with George Kittle coming back? I don't know, but Kendrick Bourne is tough, man. I think Christian Watson obviously has the higher upside with Jordan Love.
Right. Yeah, I might just go with Watson.
I'm going Christian Watson. Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. Start 2 full PPR. Nico, London, Odunze.
We're taking Odunze. I think we're taking Nico.
Not playing London. I can't
tough.
not play London. Get the there's no way.
That's your boy. That's your boy.
There's no way.
So you're not playing Odunze?
Bro. I mean, as far as like the upside goes, like Odunze has not had a game that London, he hasn't done what London and Nico can do on a per game basis. Like, he ain't having he didn't have no 16 targets on 10 catches for 160 yards like Drake London can have. Nico can do something of that nature as well. Odunze's been solid. I think he's going to give you a solid floor, but I don't think I could sit London, dude. Like if I had to really pick one, like unfortunately for me, it might be Odunze here. As far as upside,
you know what pisses me off is that and I've talked about this, the Falcons offense is just so Jekyll and Hyde. Like it really, really is. You know what I'm saying? So you could get, and prime example is Drake London's last 2 games. In week 6 against Buffalo, he was overall wide receiver 1 for the week. 10 on 16 targets, $158 and 1 touchdown. And then the very next week, 10 targets. I'll give you the target share. Fine. 4 for 10 for 42 yards. So, and he's had a couple of those weird games in there. So, I mean, Drake London's awesome.
Well, the last 3 seem good because that week before that, he had 8 for 110 with a touchdown on 10 targets. Then came out with the big 16 target game. Then another 10 target game. So the targets are there. They just didn't really connect there in week 7. Obviously, he didn't play in week 8. So I guess we'll see what happens here in week 9. But the targets are there. I like it. And I'm not mad if you want to go Odunze over it, but for me, I think I've got to go Nico London. I wouldn't even be mad if you wanted to go London Odunze and sit Nico either, but that's a tough one. Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Nino said it's not crazy to start Spears over Bill right now at this point, right? No, it's not.
No, it's not. And it's actually funny. I was talking with Bagala, and he was talking about putting in Tajay Spears over. I forgot what his other situation was, but him and I were talking about Spears earlier today, and 52% of the snaps last week, good rushing, solid receiving work the last 3 weeks. He's got 11 targets in the passing game over the last 3 weeks, caught all 11, which you like. Now that Titans offense, not great, but they're going to be behind against the Chargers. So there could be some good upside for Tajay Spears in there. Yeah, I'm playing Tajay Spears over JCM.
Yep. And then Caden says half PPR Debo or ETN. I think for sure we're going Debo here. I mean, we had just talked about it a little bit earlier with no Terry McLaurin. I mean, Debo's been a beast when he's healthy this year.
And Jaden Daniels is back.
Right. With Jaden Daniels back, ETN just hasn't been great since like the first few weeks of the season. So, yeah, for sure going Debo here. You can feel comfortable with that. Throw any last questions you guys got in the chat before we get up out of here. Appreciate everybody coming through. Good
also,
luck this week.
Another buy potential would be Debo. He hasn't had a good couple of weeks. So and Terry McLaurin not expected to play in week 10 and could be held till after the week 12 bye. So if you have an opportunity to pick up Debo for that playoff push, that could be one of the buy candidates.
Yep. I think I bought Debo in a dynasty for Torrey Horton in a late second.
So did I. I picked up Debo this year.
A couple weeks ago. So, yeah. And this is why, you gather those picks and, you don't really spend your capital until it's really time to, It's like you can get some of these guys for cheaper now. It's crazy how like the dynasty value changes with once we're playing as of right now. And then once we get to the off season, how things change like so much.
You got to know the landscape and you got to know the situation for sure. We talk about that all the time, especially in the off season where those like Debo, if this was April, Debo wouldn't be worth squat.
Right. But then that's the hard part is that because Debo is producing, like it's fair. Second round pick, mid-second, like that's a fair price for Debo. But because he's scoring points, like, and you have Debo and you're trying to give him up or not a contending team, like usually that manager is just like, nah, but he's scoring points, so I need more than that. And then it's like that hesitation to try and give him up. You know, so
and then you factor in Terry McLaurin's injury this year, right? And upcoming injury status, as I just read off, which makes Debo even more valuable.
Like I gave up Wandell for a second, and I had to give up Bigsby with him, and I got back Kendre Miller, which I didn't really care about that part, but I was just able to get a second for Wandell, and I was happy with that. Like, so
absolutely.
And the crazy thing is, I had offered that trade, Wandell, for a second for me to get back, and he declined it, and he sent me back this with Bigsby and Kendre Miller, and I was just like, okay, like if that makes it doesn't really matter for me, but as long as I get the second, then we're good. We are good. All right, you got anything else before we hop up out of here?
Nah, man. I do have an interesting play in our OG league. Jalen Hurts is on a bye, so in my super flex spot, I got a choice between Aaron Jones and Sharps. I'm in a good situation. I'm 15-1. We have the league median. I'm in second place, third in points. So a loss doesn't hurt me this week, but I still would like to keep my spot. So it's between Sharps and Aaron Jones.
I mean, Sharps has been solid. I mean, he's the goal line guy. He's going to give you at least a decent 8 to 12. And Aaron Jones should give you that as well. But he is coming back from injury. Wasn't great last week. The offense didn't look good at all. So I just
a lot older.
Yeah, I mean, you probably just go with Sharps and wait for something to happen there with Aaron Jones, where you feel comfortable at least starting him. You know.
Yeah, I have Sharps in there now, but Aaron Jones, when he gets right, is really good. But obviously, with the split with Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones a little bit older, playing against Detroit. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sharps, but that's pretty much my only other kind of situation. Are you playing QJ or Shakir? I think it's got to be Shakir.
Oh, Shakir. You can't even really play QJ now. I mean, Gatson seems like he's surpassed him now.
I know.
So QJ is like the fourth option, basically. Fifth option.
I should have sold QJ when I had the opportunity.
Quick. Yeah, this is why we try and take advantage of those situations. But again, that's one of those things where you're like, he's actually coming up. Let me hold on to him. I could use him instead of trying to take advantage. Like, all right, fuck it. I'll find some other production,
I'm not hurting at wide receiver. Currently, my top 3 wide receivers, listen to this: Amon-Ra St. Brown, Rashee Rice, and Michael Pittman. That's
you're good.
I'm stacked right now there. But yeah, QJ had to put his butt on the bench after that bagel he gave me. So I got Shakir up in there. But yeah, other than that, we are solid, man. Let me just check and see if we got any more injury news, because we did pass the 11:30 spot. Flacco good. Yeah, we're all set.
All right. Well, good luck, everybody.
Yes, sir.
We will
playoff run
of the week. Good luck in the playoffs here. Playoff run here, I should say. And yeah. We'll see y'all midweek. Good luck.